again. So today was so busy, but it was amazing at the same time. So our day started with breakfast here at the hotel, where came downstairs and they had all this delicious French bread and croissants. I don't think I'll ever be able to have another croissant again. I just don't think I will. And then we started our bus tour of the city, where we went around, and the entire time Tristan stood at the front with the little overhead speaker and basically gave us a history of the city and the history of all the buildings that we were passing. We passed by the Louvre, we passed by the Arc de Triomphe, and the grand part of the tour was definitely the Eiffel Tower. Second day in Paris, we finally make it to the Eiffel Tower. But oh well. So we make it there, we get off, and it is so beautiful, despite the fact that it's just iron. And I know that it was only supposed to be up for maybe a couple years because of the World Fair, but I can honestly say I'm so glad that it's still a major focal point of Paris. It's what everyone thinks of when they think of Paris. And we stood outside, we took so many pictures. We didn't get to go up, but Madame said that is later on in our trip, so something to look forward to. And after the Eiffel Tower, we got back on the bus, and it was time for a trip to Versailles. Which Versailles is a few miles away from Paris, outside of the city, in this very quaint town. And once we got to the chateau, oh my gosh, I've had heard stories of how big Versailles is. Never in my life did I think it was as huge as it is. I mean, few floors high, thousands of windows. Looking at it from the outside, thousands of windows everywhere. And outside is this beautiful iron gate with gold designs all around the gate itself, the opening gate, with the figure of a sun, because it was built by Louis XIV in the 17th century, and he was known as the Sun King. So, obviously, yellow sun. And we split up into two groups. The first group going and touring the Versailles itself first, while the second group would go once we were finished. And Ben and I were in the first group. So we walk in, and it was so crowded. You could barely move at times. There were so many people. And many had little headsets that you would stop and press a button once you got into a room, and it would tell you where you are in Versailles, what occurred in the room, whose room it is, if it's a bedroom or an office, that kind of stuff. We didn't have that. We had Tristan, and it was very, very hard to hear him above all the people talking. So in all actuality, I have no idea whose rooms we were in most of the time, aside from what I've known from my past studies of France and of Versailles. So I knew which room was Marie Antoinette's and which one wasn't, of the two bedrooms we went in. The queen's bed was bigger. And once we got into the Hall of Mirrors, which in itself was one of the most crowded rooms, but it was so stunning. I wish I had been able to walk through it when there was no one else there, because all the light shining in through the windows reflected off the glass and made the room appear 20 times brighter. And all the crystal and the glass, it was all very delicate and at the same time wasn't, if that makes any sense at all. And the Hall of Mirrors was one of the last rooms that we went in. And after that, Tristan left us saying, it's our free time, we can do whatever we want. We can go tour the gardens, go to the Petit Trianon, which was a little farther out. Still on the grounds of Versailles, but a little farther back in the gardens. Could walk around again, go to the gift shop, whatever. It was our free time. So Ben and I decided we wanted to go to the gardens. Yeah, we got lost trying to find our way out. At one point, we were walking down this random hallway that I don't even think we were allowed to be in the first place because we were the only ones there. And we ran into a security guard who would not let us pass through a door. We were just like, we're trying to find our way out. So we asked him, où est le jardin? Which is, where are the gardens? And he gave us our directions, in French, of course. And as we're walking away, this time Ben and I looked at each other, smiled, because we knew what he had said. Thank God. So we were able to finally make our way to the gardens, and the garden itself, garden doesn't even fit how this is. It is its own perfectly maintained forest. That's more of a better description of how these gardens were. And we just walked around, we toured, took a million pictures, of course, why not? And sadly, we didn't make it to the Petit Trianon, which I really wanted to, but we ran out of time because we got lost. And we got back with our group, got back on the bus, went back into Paris, and we went to dinner. Dinner tonight was a riot. We sat down, we were the only ones in the restaurant. It was very small. And the owner came out, served us our food. We were having a good time. We were drinking. They gave us a little bit of wine because we were able to order it. And a few girls in our group and some of the parents just got a little carried away with the drinking. But vacation, teenagers, things happen. Very little adult supervision. Well, at some point, a guitar was pulled out and music was played, dancing occurred. We were all going around and dancing, and it was so fun. And after that, we got back to the hotel, and Jamie and Natalie are getting ready to go to bed, and so we have a long day tomorrow as well. So it probably be best for me to go to sleep. So I will keep you all informed tomorrow. Good night. Bonne nuit.